Rowan Atkinson is one of those rare performers who can stay perfectly still and still make people laugh within seconds. His genius lies in making you laugh before you even realize why. Many even say he feels like a real-life cartoon character brought to life.
If you'd wanted to kill me, you would have already done so. Till we meet again.
What truly sets Rowan apart is his effortless style and flawless delivery.
I did a movie quite a while ago called Mr. Bean's Holiday.
Oh, yes.
In which Mr. Bean...
You're so casual about that. I did a film called Mr. Bean's
Holiday.
Wow.
Well, does he look like an even bigger knob if he said, oh, well, of course you all know Mr. Bean's Holiday? You know,
Mr. Bean was born from Rowan's 1985 Venice trip. Inspired by silent comedy, he created the character for TV.
I was based actually on a visit, on a holiday in Venice that I had in 1985, quite a long time ago. Wouldn't it be fun, because I had already started exploring just doing purely visual comedy. I'd explored it on stage, and I was interested in trying to put visual comedy through the character of Mr. Bean on TV. And so that's where it started. Well, the first ones we did were in 1988, 89, and then it sort of grew from there, and now we've got this...
Weird, it's like he's got its own life.
For millions, he is a childhood icon. Interestingly, Mr. Bean wasn't born from a big plan, but more from a simple, let's try this and see what works idea.
Do you remember that night?
Yes, I certainly remember the night. It was a one-off. It was a one-night review, and I was asked if I wanted to do something, and I couldn't think of anything, and just stood in front of a mirror, to be honest, and I just started pulling faces, I mean, for want of a better term, and I just sort of, you know, was doing this...
Without a single word, Rowan delivers it perfectly, leaving the host completely stunned. Graham Norton asks an ordinary question, but Rowan responds with unexpected seriousness.
I don't think of your characters ever as being mean or nasty spirited, but you think that Trevor is nicer than the characters you normally play.
Yeah, I mean, in Man vs. Bee, he was quite psychopathic because the bee drove him kind of nuts. But in this one, he's not so psychopathic. He's a genuinely sweet man, I think, Trevor Bingley, and that's relatively rare, actually.
During a chat with Stephen Colbert, Rowan shared the exact night Mr. Bean first came to life.
Do you remember that night?
Yes, I certainly remember the night. It was a one-off. It was a one-night review, and I was asked if I wanted to do something, and I couldn't think of anything, and just stood in front of a mirror, to be honest, and I just started pulling faces, I mean, for want of a better term, and I just sort of, you know, was doing this... And then there was this idea of having a card. Have you got anything that I could... Hey, man, I'm just going to... Anyway, it was something like that.
Rowan Atkinson sits for a normal talk show chat, but with him, nothing ever stays normal for long.
More, Mr. Bean?
I doubt that he will reappear, but you never know. You must never...
The people have spoken.
Yeah, quite. But, you know, you must never say never again. A film, as Jeff mentioned, that I was in. It's the thing I find most tricky is when people don't recognise you particularly, but half recognise you. You know, it's that strange thing where they go... and of course that means they stare. They stare a lot. and they just look. You're sort of feeling, I wish that person wouldn't stare at me. So, I'd rather just, hold up a flag saying, yes, yes, it's me. Excuse me, has anyone ever told you that you're the absolute spitting image of that Mr. Bean? And I said, well, actually, I am the actor who plays Mr. Bean. And he said, I bet you wish you were.
At an F1 Grand Prix, Martin Brundle asked Rowan what Mr. Bean would think of all the racing chaos. Rowan's response? A hilarious impression of Martin himself, who didn't even notice.
Mr. Bean reckon to all of this Formula One malarkey?
Yeah. Well, he would enjoy it very much because he's a car enthusiast, as you know.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he had some magnificent cars, didn't he?
Cars, then he'd enjoy it. But anyway, it's fantastic to be here. I'm a guest of George Russell, which is, it wasn't planned for me to be here on a weekend, when he got pole, but here we are.
Rowan Atkinson name-dropping. Whatever next?
Oh, I know. I'm here as a matter of fact, as a guest of George Russell. So.
Oh, fantastic.
So that's how privileged I am.
The host brings up Mr. Bean's global fame, expecting a simple celebrity-style reply.
Shell around him.
He's hugely popular internationally, isn't he?
Yes, it is bizarre, actually. It's something that I try not to think about very much, because actually, if I ever do, stop and dwell on how well known my face is in so many obscure corners of the world, that I think I would find it rather disturbing.
Are you made aware of it when you go abroad?
I'm being slightly disturbed about it, even talking about it. Yes, I'm aware. No, you hear extraordinary things about, like a friend of mine making a documentary for Comic Relief and going into Africa, into some of the most deprived areas of Africa, and going to this, little African village where there's no water, no electricity, no services, and nothing, no food, in all likelihood, and just a few huts. And in the largest hut, the entire village was gathered, and there was a grainy, tiny black and white screen showing a Mr. Bean video.
On Blackadder, Rowan even played his bizarre Scottish brother, a role so strange it kept the cast laughing and breaking character.
Forget the whole thing. I'm going back home with Migsy.
Yes. Oh, show me the glen where the kipper roams free and together. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Got too funny.
Sorry.
It's funny to me that he addressed it all to Miggins. Consulting with the wife. You see, after back in the office on Friday, because... Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm going to look at you. You're looking at me. I understand everything.
I know what it's like. I mean, you've got a difficult job. 45 miles commuting every day.
When the winner is announced, Rowan reacts in his own unexpected way.
The winner is... John Daniels. No, shit. Unfortunately, John is unable to be with us tonight, and so I'd like to ask his co-star David Forbert to accept the award on his behalf.
He even walks up to accept the award meant for the person who beat him.
David.
He explains his comedy characters like a professor giving a lecture, leaving everyone fully engaged.
In the characters that I played, because I think, Mr. Bean is a selfish, self-centered, anarchic child, really a very, he looks after number one and is quite charmless sort of character. And the Blackadder is a sarcastic, sardonic, negative sort of guy. I mean, humorously negative.
During a press tour, Rowan was left completely confused by a bizarre live TV introduction, and his reaction was priceless.
That's really good, thank you. This side or this side?
Right, how do you want to sit down?
No, I'll get behind you.
I see, I just sit here and
you
do
don't
nothing.
have to do anything.
Okay.
Coming up on Sunrise this morning, we meet the lovely Mr. Rowan Atkinson. We talk about Mr. Bean's holiday, and all you have to say is, if you miss it, you miss out. Simple as that. You ready?
Right, okay.
I'm good at this.
Good, okay. How interesting.
Morning, Neil Sean here on Sunrise. A man who needs no introduction, Mr. Rowan Atkinson, and we talk about Mr. Bean's holiday. Remember though, Rowan?
Oh, sorry?
If you miss it, you miss out.
Do you mind doing that again?
Yeah, okay. Morning, Neil Sean here on Sunrise. This morning we meet Mr. Rowan Atkinson and we talk all about Mr. Bean's holiday. Remember though, Rowan?
What?
If you miss it, you miss out.
Oh, yes.
Don't miss Rowan Atkinson on Sunrise this morning.
Jay then asks him to recreate a look from a commercial.
Has ever been looked at.
Really? Can you give us that look? I'm curious.
Yeah. Can I do?
Look at the women melting. Look at that. It's just, oh.
Very good. And he felt much better for it. And then he realized that the house had not actually been quite completed. And that the toilet was not actually connected. There was no water going in and there was no drainage coming out. And he'd left this significant calling card of his own. And he sat there, and then he realized that it wasn't, in fact, it wasn't, it was a little office, it was a little study that they just dropped the toilet. It wasn't supposed to be a toilet at all. And because it wasn't supposed to be a toilet, there was no toilet paper. And he was sort of thinking, what the hell am I going to do? And he rummaged around it in his briefcase, and he found some writing paper lying at the bottom of his briefcase, which is about the right size, you know. It's the right sort of so he used the writing paper as you would wish to use toilet paper, and then he suddenly realized that it was his headed notepaper that he'd used. It had his name, Richard Steiner, written across the top, and he left the paper on top of what he left in the toilet.
Most people think comedians are always funny, but Rowan disagrees. Rowan says he'd rather be interesting than funny, and has no wild airport stories to share.
Start with a quote that I read.
Oh dear.
From you. It says, "The problem with talk shows is that you're supposed to amuse. I generally rely on being interesting rather than funny. They just want people with wacky stories about airports, and I haven't really got any."
How true.
It's true.
How true. I haven't.
So how was Kastrup Airport?
No, I have no stories.
No.
I'm always rather confused, as I think I know you are, about whether I'm a comedian or whether I'm an actor.
No.
Yeah, or whether
I'm
an
not
actor.
confused at
You're not
all.
confused
No.
at all? Oh, well, I'll stop talking.
I know you're boring now, and I know you will
exactly.
consider...
Exactly. Did we not...
He is a man who has made millions laugh worldwide, across languages and cultures. From children to elders, everyone understands one thing when they see him. Pure comedy without words.
Rowan, I start with the most horrifying things to do. I start with a quote that I read.
Oh dear.
From you. It says, "The problem with talk shows is that you're supposed to amuse. I generally rely on being interesting rather than funny. They, that is, us here, are not actually very interested in people who are very interesting. They just want people with wacky stories about airports, and I haven't really got any."
How true.
It's true.
How true. I haven't.
So how was Kastrup Airport?
No, I have no stories.
No. But how do you explain the man in the mask, the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde?
Well, I don't know, really. I suppose it's just a job, you know, that's all. It's just I suppose that I'm just an actor, probably, at heart, rather than a comedian. I'm always rather confused, as I think I know you are, about whether I'm a comedian or whether I'm an actor.
No.
You know, or whether
No,
I'm
I'm
an
not
actor.
confused
But
at
you're
all.
not confused
No.
at all? Oh, well, I'll stop talking.
I know you're boring now, and I know you will
exactly.
consider...